Hi everyone, welcome to your Rocks and Minerals reference table test. We will be starting with the properties of common minerals table. So your first question to consider is which mineral is non-metallic and easily scratched by your fingernails? So you want to look at the luster column to look at metallic versus non-metallic. And then you want to look in the distinguishing characteristics column for a mineral that is easily scratched by a fingernail. Is it A, calcite, B, halite, C, selenite gypsum, or D, fluorite? Your second question, you are looking at the metallic minerals. So again, consider the luster column. You're looking at the metallic minerals. Which mineral is metallic, harder than glass, and has a green-black streak? So consider that if it can scratch glass, then it has a hardness greater than glass. And glass has a hardness of 5.5. So this mineral is metallic, harder than glass, and has a green-black streak. Is it A, galena, B, pyrite, C, magnetite, or D, hematite? All right, now we are moving on to the igneous rock table, which is on page 6 of the Earth Science Reference Tables. So, the first question is all about granite. So, granite, as you can see in the table here, notice if you go to the right-hand side and you follow along what its crystal size is, as well as what its texture is called. And notice the environment of where it formed. Is it intrusive or extrusive? Where did it form? And notice that it falls on the left side of the table, which means for color, density, and composition, it has the characteristics found on the left side, right over here. So your question is, what is false about granite? Is it that it formed at the Earth's surface, aka extrusive? So is that false? Is it that its grains are 1 millimeter to 10 millimeters in size? Is that false? Is it that it's felsic in composition? Is that one false? Or is it that it's lighter in color than gabbro? Is that false? And notice that gabbro is right here. Gabbro is to the right of granite. They're in the same row, but gabbro is on the right. And consider the color spectrum here. All right, question number 4. So now we're looking at a rock that is black, but that's located on the left side of the table. So which rock is usually appears black in color, but located in the same column as the light color rocks? This rock is also non-vesicular, glassy, and felsic in composition. So we know that the rock is glassy and non-vesicular, and that it is felsic in composition. And it also says that it usually appears black, even though it's found with all of the lighter color rocks. Where are the lighter color rocks found? On the left side of the table. So which rock is it? Is it A, scoria, B, pumice, C, basaltic glass, or D, obsidian? All right, so let's go on to the sedimentary rocks. So the first question is about conglomerate and breccia. So notice conglomerate and breccia in the reference table for sedimentary rocks. So what's the difference between these two rocks? So notice where they are on the table. That breccia, whoops, what it looks like in the map symbol. Notice their textures. Notice their grain size and what's inside of their composition, what's inside of them. So what's the difference? Is it A, does conglomerate have larger grains than breccia? Is the grain size different between conglomerate and breccia? Is it B, do they have different minerals inside of them? Does conglomerate have some minerals that breccia doesn't? Is it C, is conglomerate a crystalline rock or breccia a clastic rock? Or is it D, conglomerate contains round fragments and breccia contains angular fragments? So which of the four is correct? What is the difference? All right, next question. This one is all about coal. So now you're looking at coal on the table. So let's look at coal down here. So looking at coal and thinking about its mineral composition, so look in the composition column. What is coal made of? So is coal made of calcite, halite, dolomite, or carbon? So what is coal made of? So we're looking at coal in the table. Is it calcite, halite, dolomite, or carbon? All right, now we are on to number 7. We are looking at the metamorphic table. So now we are looking at what is true about gneiss. So look at gneiss in the table. So gneiss, notice that is in this row. So what is true about gneiss? So keep in mind that it says that it's a foliated rock. It has bands of different color. Look at the grain size. Look at the minerals found inside these sideways gray rectangular bars. Look at the type of metamorphism and the arrow, what it says increases as you go down. And look at the comments section. So now you have to figure out which is true. Is it A, it has bands of different minerals present? Is it B, it forms from contact metamorphism? C, is it that it forms from the lowest grade form of regional metamorphism? Or is it D, it forms from the metamorphism of limestone? So which is true of gneiss? Only one of those things is true. All right, let's go on to number 8. So 8, we are looking at the metamorphism of limestone. Okay. So number 8, which rock forms from the metamorphism of limestone? Is it A, quartzite, B, marble, C, metaconglomerate, or D, hornfels? So which one of these, quartzite, marble, metaconglomerate, or hornfels, comes from the metamorphism of limestone? And you're going to want to look at the comment section, which forms from the metamorphism of limestone. All right. And then we are now going to move on to the last table, the rock cycle table. Here we go. All right. So we're going back to page 6 of the table, reference tables. And if we look here, it asks you for number 9, what is the correct order of making a sedimentary rock? So if a sedimentary rock is right here, you're going to look at the arrows that are preceding the formation of the sedimentary rock here. So notice the arrows this way. So there are arrows that come from sediments. So notice what's happening here. So that you have deposition and burial, and then compaction and or cementation. And before sediments are made, what has to happen? So the very first thing that needs to happen here is weathering and erosion. And this can happen from all different places. So the question is asking, what is the correct order of making a sedimentary rock? Is it A, weathering and erosion, then deposition and burial, then compaction and cementation? Or is it B, deposition and burial, weathering and erosion, then compaction and cementation? Is it C, compaction and cementation, weathering and erosion, then deposition and burial? Or is it D, weathering and erosion, compaction and cementation, or deposition and burial? So what is the correct order of the process of making a sedimentary rock? So you're looking at the arrows that precede it. What is the correct order of getting to a sedimentary rock? And D, or I'm sorry, and question 10, what rock does heat and or pressure create? So when you look at the arrows that say heat and or pressure, what are they all leading to? So look at the heat and or pressure arrows. What do they make? Is it A, igneous rock, B, sedimentary rock, or C, metamorphic rock? And that is number 10. All right. Thank you for sticking it out and making it through the rocks and minerals test and the rocks and minerals unit. You did it. You all are rock stars.